On the news tonight, ANSEC approves renovation of 3 general hospitals in Anambra State. Anambra State government enrolls 200 HIV patients into health schemes. On national matters, federal government approves mother tongue as compulsory medium of instruction in primary schools. On the foreign scene, China signals ease in COVID policy after mass protests. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and thanks for joining us on ABS News. My name is Chinyere Ikoreke. The healthcare sector got a boost recently as the Anambra State Executive Council, ANSEC, approved the joint memo presented by the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, and that of Housing, Honorable Polly Onyeka, to renovate 3 general hospitals in Ekulobia, Eneku, and Umweri. This is contained in a press release signed by the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Paul Nwosu. The contract covers the construction of wards, GOP, and the renovation of other facilities within the general hospitals. The release noted that the contract for the renovation of General Hospital Ekulobia, Agwata local government area to Harris Millennium Nigeria Limited at a contract sum of 290,553,125 naira 66 kobo, and the completion period is 4 months. It also said that one for Enugu General Hospital in Njikoka local government area was awarded to Chisof Venture Limited at a contract sum of 305 million naira 928,421 naira 31 kobo, and the completion period 4 months. According to the release, the contract for the renovation of General Hospital Umweri, Anambra East local government area went to Bid Engineering Limited at a contract sum of 395,482,291 naira 4 kobo, and the completion period is 4 months. The release further stated that the contract will be mobilized with 30% advance payment, which must be covered by the APG from the Ritable Conventional Bank. Anambra State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, says the state government has enrolled 200 persons living with HIV in the Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme. Dr. Obidike disclosed this during a press briefing organized by the Anambra AIDS Control Agency in collaboration with the Ministry and partners to celebrate 2022 AIDS Day held in Oka. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye has cities.
According to Dr. Obidike, Anambra is one of the in Nigeria with a very high prevalence of HIV/AIDS, and the high prevalence indicates that more people in the state are being tested on a daily basis. Dr. Obidike said that the ministry, in collaboration, are implementing partners have 2 community teams in the state that testing and counseling in communities, churches and markets across the state, and that they the HIV prevention and counseling to higher institutions learning. National Youth Camp, among others, revealed that the Anambra State government has increased treatment sites in the state 104 to 1,010 in the last 8 months. Dr. Obidike maintained that limiting some of the challenges by the people living with HIV, the state government put 200 people living with HIV into the Anambra State Insurance Scheme. The Health Commissioner made it clear that in order to mark this year's event, they will set up multiple testing points for free HIV testing at strategic locations, roadwork at including Oka, Donisha, and that the day opportunity for mass public sensitization aimed at reducing new infections, educating the society on modes of transmission, and improving HIV counseling and testing services.
You don't pay anything, it's accessible, you don't pay anything. You test yourself, you get your results. So tomorrow they're going to demonstrate it, it's available even in the camp and all that. So that we want to eliminate, that people will be scared of. So that we go into increase our testing to even before the 2010, because Anambra is not doing badly. From where we are last year to this year, it's good. we are having this number, people testing, and we are having our number. So
those present during the briefing were the Anambra State AIDS Control Coordinator, Dr. Afam Aneme, the Executive Director, Anambra State AIDS Control Agency, ANSACA, Mr. John Bosco Ementa, Dr. Adora Anosike of UNAIDS, among others. In Oka, this is Chibuzo Koye for ABS News.
The need for governments at all levels, communities, civil society, organizations, among others, to in the Anambra State Primary Health has been stressed. This was the summit of speakers at a press briefing organized by AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria Network, led by civil societies on malaria control, immunization and nutrition, and the Anambra State Ministry of Health, held in Oka. Correspondent Chibuzo Okoye has details.
Speaking during the press briefing, the Anambra State Program Officer, Society for Malaria Control and Nutrition, Mr. Wisdom Jacob, said that the aim of the organization is to strengthen the primary healthcare system, which is the closest to the people in rural areas through community engagements. Mr. Jacob noted that the program, which has lasted about 1 month in Anambra, goes to the various communities, as their primary healthcare centers, interview community members on how they receive medical services, identify gaps and challenges, use the information gathered to profile solutions by engaging both the government and community members in order to strengthen the healthcare system.
So while we're doing this project, we are trying to build up those gaps, gaps identified, so that accessing healthcare center can be very flexible and simple. And also, we are not just allowing the healthcare center to be the work of the government. We are now trying to mobilize the community and individuals within the community to see how we can build our healthcare centers to make it sustainable for our own use. So that's the essence of the project.
The Anambra State Coordinator of Civil Societies for Malaria Control, Immunization and Nutrition, Ms. Chioma Okeke, represented by Mr. John Ibekwe, said that the gap identified during the monitoring of primary healthcare centers will be noted and prioritized, which will lead to more effective service delivery, improved accessibility, affordability, and investments by communities and governments at local and state levels for healthcare services.
Similarly, routine malaria diagnosis and treatment access was disrupted. The implementation of the malaria indicator survey and the tuberculosis or malaria could be minimized by maintaining these core services.
For the Anambra State Technical Specialist, Resilient Sustainable System for Health, Ms. Chizoba Mbanefo, representing the state coordinator, urged the Anambra to embrace members of the various groups each time they visit their communities in order to enhance the health indices of Anambra State, as enshrined by Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration.
We want the whole of Anambra State to know that there is a group that is going out there seeking for help for the communities. And we want to ask them that, in the sense that when they come to you, Anambra is our home, and there is nothing we cannot benefit from it.
In their various species, the Anambra State Coordinator, Tuberculosis Network, Mrs. Ifeyiwa Onachukwu, as well as the State Coordinator, Network of People Living with HIV/AIDS, Mrs. Gladys Ezembo, urged the Anambra to take ownership of the project towards improving the state's healthcare system, and equally urged the mass media to help them enlighten the citizenry about the activities of the group, which is currently ongoing. The pilot stage of the project Anambra kicked off with Anambra East, Oka South, Agwata, Dunukofia, and Nnewi South local government areas. In Oka, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
Anambra State government has commenced the training of 5,000 youths on the education of their choice to make them. Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. disclosed this while defending the 2023 budget estimate of the ministry before the Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on Youth Development in Oka. House of Assembly correspondent Chukwemeka Modilemu report that Mr. Agamba is emphasized that Governor Chukwuma is committed to taking the youth out of the streets and engaging them in meaningful ventures to safeguard their future. The commissioner told the committee that the youth are undergoing training under Igbo apprenticeship scheme, also known as Igba Boy, on metal fabrication, furniture making, aluminium fabrication, information communication technology ICT, cosmetology, agro, livestock, across value chain, among others, in their various council areas. According to the project tagged One Youth, Two Skills, and aimed at taking Anambra State from consumption to a productive economy, is designed to create thousands of millionaires every year. It disclosed that the state government has budgeted 5.6 billion naira for youth empowerment in 2023 fiscal year and is using experts in the selected skills to train the youth. On his part, the chairman House of Assembly Committee on Youth, Honorable Noble Igwe, who disclosed the program as a lofty project called on youths to take advantage of the opportunities Governor Soludo placed at their disposal to achieve their potential and add value to the state. Our former Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Josephine Anene, has called on Nigerians to take women opportunity to occupy prominent political positions for progress and equitable distribution of democracy dividends. Mr. Anene, who is the national coordinator of 100 Women Lobby Group, made the call during a strategic meeting and summit for women in political parties on improving electoral integrity and accountability in Nigerian projects. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
The event, which was organized by the Anambra State chapter of the 100 Women Lobby Group, attracted participants from across the state who were mainly women leaders in their communities or in political parties they belong. Anene, who maintained are divinely blessed with unquantifiable wisdom and leadership, said that if learn to allow them occupy most political positions in the country, that things would positively change. Speaking on women inclusion in political pathway to electing accountability, the former minister to get involved in politics to take their rightful place in decision-making sphere and ask women that are already occupying political positions to change people's perception about leadership through excellent ways.
My advice to mothers is that they should rein in their children. They are teenagers, they are young people, they are young sons that they still have influence over, to make sure that they are not bought to become political thugs.
The International Nigeria United Nations Peace and Positive Awareness Center, Bishop Ozioma Ozemena, the Executive Director, Catch Them Young Community Initiative, Mr. Nonso Orakwe, who is also the Southeast Convener, Vote Not Fight, advocated for a peaceful general elections next year, pointing out that gone are the days when elections are war, and reminded women, especially mothers, of the need to preach peace before, during, and after the forthcoming elections.
That 2023 general elections in Nigeria is a critical one. Everybody has to know this. It's such election that could either make this country or mar this country. We are not taking chances. We are not playing at the gallery. As far as this year's general elections are concerned, such that every eye must open, and such that everyone's participation.
I need to promote good governance, democracy, especially as Otosibasa in the youth. Mananki Bazwa, Otosibasa youth, Umuwan, and persons with disability, all high Abadosi, and on LG, Sinanga, Biakweba.
On their parts, Oka South, chairman of the Grand Alliance, Ab Chikodli Nonyelo, and candidate for Oka North and South Federal Constituency, Professor Obe Orobu, said that women are great organizers and have over the years proved in leadership positions in churches, community levels and politics, saying that the sooner people learn to vote for candidates based on capacity and charisma and not on gender and political affiliations, the better the society would become. The state coordinator of the 100 Lobby Group, Mrs. Ifeyinwa Onachuku, and a member of the association, Barrister Oge Ozo, while saying that the women to vote and be voted for must be protected, called for more enlightenment of Nigerians on the need to come out and vote for elections, as that remains only way to enthrone people-oriented leaders at all levels of governments, and asked security agencies and authorities to ensure adequate security during the 2023 general elections in Awka. I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
On national matters, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, presided over President Muhammadu Buhari, has approved a new national language policy which makes mother tongue a compulsory medium of instruction from primary 1 to 6. The Minister of Education, Adamu Adamu, disclosed this while briefing State House correspondents yesterday. Though he acknowledged that government was aware the implication challenging, he nevertheless revealed that for the first 6 years of education, mother tongue would be the only medium of instruction. It would be then be combined in junior secondary. Mr. Adamu said even though it has officially taken effect, it can only be fully implemented when government instructional materials and qualified teachers are available. Mother tongue will be used in each school, would be the dominant language spoken by where it is located. On the foreign scene, China has signaled a shift in its COVID stance as it moves to ease some virus restriction despite high daily case number. Dozens of districts in Shanghai, cities that have seen rise in cases, were released from the country's virus. Also announced that the country was in a new situation. It comes as China is seeing mass protests against its zero COVID policy. The unrest was triggered by a fire in a high-rise block in the western Xinjiang region last week. Many Chinese believe long-running COVID restriction in the city contributed to the death, although the authorities deny this. In sport, the legendary Brazil star Pelé has reported hospitalized in Sao Paulo with his body. Pelé reported to be currently undergoing treatment for metastatic cancer, was taken to Alberto on Tuesday in an unscheduled visit by Marca Akoi and a caregiver. According to report, Pelé's chemotherapy treatment on his cancer is no longer working, and he was also diagnosed with meta-confusion. The 82-year-old football legend is said to undergo tests for further assessed condition. Tears and emotion flowed as late Mrs. Lucia Eze, the mother of Anambra Broadcasting Service makeup artist, Miss Nena Eze, was buried at her husband's compound in Amokwe, Woji, Unwo, Udi local government area of Enugu State. The deceased, Ne Ezede, died suddenly at the age of 53 as she was survived by her husband, children, nephew, niece and in-laws. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata completes the report.
Some family members and neighbors could not hold their emotions as they cried and wailed on after the deceased body where she laid in. She was afterwards to St. Joseph's Parish, where a rock held in her honor. At the funeral mass, the officiating priest, Reverend Father Alphonsus Ozoezie, said life is full of irregularities and death should be a reminder to every living soul that one man will cease to exist and will travel to the great beyond to answer the final judgment. He consoled the bereaved family and asked Christians to be prepared at all times for the inevitable call of death. After the mass, the deceased body was lowered into the grave at her home after the blessing of the grave. Commiserating President Catholic Women Organization Joseph's Parish Nguuno, Eugenia Odo, that the deceased dedicated herself for the service of God, she said, attracted the women in their numbers to the funeral. The deceased in-law, Lucy Ono, and brother Nemeshi Eze, who extolled her qualities, described her and of substance and prayed God to grant her eternal rest.
legodo anya ya akwa na akọrọ ya pụtara ebido na si na Chineke na bụrụ na ha Jizọs n'otu na ha bụ ka ha jide obi aka na ọchịchị ma Chineke olugo na sị ha ka ha isi obi ike na ọgwụgwọ ejana onye nọ akwa ya bụ ụgwọ.
Children of the deceased, Ms. Nenna and Mr. Evaristus Eze. Her death was shocking and a big blow to the family, and that though she lived a good life, her vacuum is being felt by every member of the family, praying God to accept her soul in his bosom. Condolences featured at the event. Emmanuel Shibata reporting for ABS News.
Remember that you can follow ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram, ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main point again, ANSAC has approved renovation of 3 general hospitals in Anambra State. Anambra State government has enrolled 200 HIV into health scheme. We told you federal government approved mother tongue as compulsory medium of instruction in primary school. On the foreign scene, China has signed ease in COVID policy after mass protests. Before we go, a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has to turnaround maintenance of animal and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the time. Thanks for being there. My name